Now then, people, good evening and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well this evening. Good evening. Please smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Big up to my main man, Jason Taylor. Evening, everyone. He says, smash a like, peeps. Yeah, do me a solid and smash me a like on the video. Let's check the temperature in the chat before we get into tonight's video. This is on the back of Graham Smith's amazing article. Make sure you go subscribe to it, help my brother out. But there's been some, I guess what this is like a rounding off of the transfer window and the YEP's opinion on it. And yeah, you know, Farkas said a few bits which I haven't really spoken about, to be honest, in terms of him taking shots back at the board over the number 10 and stuff. But a lot of the reason why I haven't touched on it personally is because I've been content. I think sometimes people believe anyway that like negative for negative sake, positive. Like I was done being like I was done thinking like that. Like we've won 2 games on the spin, 3 clean sheets on the spin. I've gone into the international break knowing the window's open, no more chit chat. You know, it's done. And yeah, we don't have a 10, but do I think we've got enough? You bet your bottom dollar we have got more than enough. We've got the best squad in the league. Okay, Burnley might be able to chat to us. Okay, Sheffield United's 11's good, but I still think we've got the best squad in the league. And I do think we'll get promoted. And I'm quite content with them feelings and emotions right now when it comes to Leeds United. So that's where I'm at with it. So I haven't really touched on the Farkas stuff, sorry, because I was like, you know, I'm done. I like the transfer window's shut. He said what he said. You know, he's got more than enough. He's got more than enough. Could he have done with a specialist? Yeah, of course. But unfortunately, as Leeds United fans, we can't have it all, can we? We can't have it all as much as we'd like to. And as much as we deserve to, I think, you know, we just can't have it all, unfortunately, peeps. It's the way the cookie crumbles. But let's just, as we say in the chat, smash a like on the video. Evening, Joe. Joe's back again. Yeah. Can't wait for Hamface's tears when Piroe celebrates in front of him. Yeah, it's a great line. I hope Piroe is off and rutter on in that start screen. Nice. He's having a go at Chrissy Wilder. Just flew home from London in a car to make the stream. Few made it. Big up you, Joe. Enough love. Big up, mate. I hope you had a good holiday anyway, mate. Big up Paul. Big up to you, Peacock's White. Good evening, Gordon, and again Jay. Tommy says, let's hope Piroe gets a hat-trick against them and make Wilder pay for trying to unhinge him with his lies. What do you think of Voba coming out and saying he never wanted to leave? Yeah, we'll touch on that tomorrow. I'm going to do like a news roundup tomorrow, around about lunchtime, just covering all the week's news, because I don't know, like there hasn't been enough for me to squeeze a video out. So I thought what I would do is just get to Friday and then round it all off, because like I say, there's people who do, like Joe does daily news and all that sort of stuff, so I want to step on anyone's toes and stuff, and there's a lot that I can't really get too emotional about, and I need to be emotional and be able to speak on a certain topic. So props to him, and he's great at that. So I don't want to do that. So it's like what I've done this week is thought, do you know what? There's loads of little tidbits. We'll save it for the end of the week. We'll discuss it. Yeah, so we'll be there. Who the fuck is that guy? Exactly. Piroe has to score against Sheffield United. It will be poetic justice. We're going to get into that, Jack. We'll get into that in just a sec. Yeah, man. Big up, hardest working man in the game. Although my work rate's probably dropped a little bit, but there's nothing to talk about, right? Like it's really hard to squeeze shit out, if I'm honest, as a content creator. But yeah, we had the White Rose rivals earlier on. We did some FIFA. We're going to finish up with some Leeds United news, and then I'll get some more to you tomorrow as well. Right, let's get into Graham Smith's article then. As I said, make sure you go subscribe. It's good. I do really like Graham's musing. I do like his musings. Sorry, I do like his musings. And the Inside Ellen Road pod again. It's a very good pod, if I do say so myself. And I think he hits the nail on the head a lot of the time. Does Graham? If you want my honest opinion on that. Not letting you ask for it, but yeah, international break is an absolute ball ache. Big up to Ryan as well. Everyone, smash a like on the video anyway. So this is what Graham's had to say. So the window is over. Obviously, Daniel Farker had his say. None of us are going to beat that for headlines, intrigue, and dare we say it, passive aggressiveness. But it was the first time, I guess, like Farker came out all guns blazing, really, in terms of, well, you say all guns blazing, but he definitely wasn't the company man. Do you know, there's been a lot of this stuff about him being the 49ers mouthpiece and all this sort of stuff, which I never agreed with, by the way. But yeah, he definitely said, you know, these were some of his takeaways. You know, he said we've got young and interesting players. Obviously, we don't have a traditional number 10. He mentioned how much money he was allowed to spend. He mentioned not being an accountant and all these sort of things. So clearly was frustrated in the end that he didn't get that specialist 10, whoever it may have been, Salai, Hamer. I have my own thoughts on this. Like the £30 million bid for Hamer was stupid, if we're being honest. You were never going to get him for that when you know that he had a release clause of 18 million. The Salai stuff, you could have got Salai if you bid 13 for Hamer. It almost feels like to me that Leeds, and I know people might want to hear it, they had no intention of getting the deal over the line, make it look like we are. I don't know how you folks feel it and probably think I'm chatting shit. But what was the point in the £30 million bid for Hamer when you knew that wasn't going to go in? You know, we spoke to Hal tonight, and Hal said that people at the club believed that Leeds United would have gone back in on deadline day, and we never. So I don't know, was there ever any intention? Because if you bid 13 as well for Hamer, I believe the bid was 9 for Salai. So why not just bank 4 and pay that? Did the club look at it and go, we think we've got enough, Daniel? But he came out, didn't he, and said basically, I'm not an accountant. Don't know how much money I was allowed to spend and all that sort of stuff. But I'm not gonna. That's my opinion on it. I'm not gonna go too much on it, because ultimately the window's shut. I can't be asked, and there's nothing like. Do I think we've got enough? Yeah. Do you think we've got enough? Yeah, I think you do. I think you do. I don't want to do your thinking for you. Maybe but yeah. Be interesting to see how the 49ers feel about that, because he was definitely sort of like taking shots. But like you said, Jack, we can just focus on the games now. Yeah. Focus on the games. That's why I didn't really speak on it before, but with Graham doing his article, there's some funny little bits in there and that. So I thought, you know what, let's chat about this. Let's chat about the Joel Piroe stuff and what he said about Wilder, or didn't say about Wilder. BMG says you're not chatting shit, but it's almost impossible to say for certain what happened with any of this. It might be informed views, but it's still speculation, really. Yeah, exactly. 100%. So it will be interesting to see how the 49ers feel about it. I know what I am excited about. I actually spoke to Dan last night. Obviously, Square Ball are going to be doing the Angus Kinnear vid soon. We'll watch that. We'll react to that. So I'm interested to see how that goes down, because we'll get their angle on it. And Dan's very good interviewer, and we've seen him ask the right questions before. Yeah, that's right, BMG. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes and reacting to what Farker, not Farker, what Kinnear says, what the club's angle is. I mean, he chats bubbles, doesn't he? He's chat bubbles before, so it is what it is. They might as well have offered 20 million for Haaland, it'll be refused, but they tried, Joe, right? Well, maybe might, yeah. 49ers said they will release a statement after the window closes, so I'm keenly awaiting. Yeah, look, Graham Smith made some great points. Like, this is what I'm saying. If you listen to the Inside Ellen Road pod, I don't think he misses a beat when it comes to saying how the fans feel about the window with the lies and the statements and the this and even the little jibes they had, you know. This is a bit pathetic for me. He says, sat in his room at 36 talking about Leeds United. But I do feel the little pieces they put together on the official was stupid. They're a football club, big business, rich men. Giving it all, oh shit, we're going to be found out about Red Bull. So let's just pretend, or let's just say that the reason we managed to get 40 was because Red Bull ensured that, you know, that extra money got us the 40. Whatever. If you want to believe that shite, you can believe that shite. They sold Rutter for 40 because he hit a release clause. They wouldn't have sold him for the 29 or whatever that the Red Bull investment ensured that we got the difference on, right? And then what was the other one? Oh, the reason we were able to get Solomon is because we waited patiently. Why? You don't need to take shots like that. You don't. Because what I will say in response now then is go, this is what I mean. This is why they shouldn't come out and say these silly comments, because you're going to be held accountable for it by us, the fans. So, like, when they tell us the reason we put Rutter's release clause in for the 15th of the month is so that we could then have enough time to replace him, you still haven't replaced him. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, you can say, this is the reason we waited to get Solomon. This is the reason why we were able to get the release clause for Rutter, because Red Bull gave us 11 million to cover that difference with their investment. Okay, well, why didn't you in them 15 days from selling Rutter to end at window get a replacement for him then? Because you told us that's why the release clause was for the 15th. Or was there even a Santi clause? Or are you just always lying? This is the thing. So it is what it is. But Farker spoke on Saturday, and 49ers up to this point have still not said anything. You know, so we'll have to wait and see. But Angus Kinnear, obviously, is going to sit down with a square ball. And the way he pieced it, and hope that, you know, with Parag saying on a number of occasions that, you know, we're going to be transparent on all this, more lines, but he did say that, that maybe they will sit down with the media. It would be nice if they did. Let's be honest. Make sure you smash them likes as well for me, folks. People just saying there, we've got 256. It's bleak during the international break. I can't lie to you. But yeah, look, it'll be interesting to see if the 49ers have anything to say. Yeah, definitely. No Rutter, no party. He goes on to say, you cannot replace Gio Rutter, which if we know that anyway, like as Pep would say, right? Like we cannot replace him. We cannot replace him. But we've gone some way to arresting that. I feel with some of the players we brought in. I think Solomon's amazing. I wonder if he's getting flowers yet off the full fan base, because he ought to. It was so funny this past week watching him get in view with Leeds United, Solomon, man of the match, Solomon. And it was like, when's them people, they're going to have to hold their hands up and say, I was wrong, man. I was wrong. Even still, after 3 clean sheets, 2 wins, 4th in the table, 3-4 points more than last season. Every metric going in the right direction. Still, people found way to talk shit on it. Do not understand it. I seen a comment by someone that said, and this blew my mind. When was the last time the opposition goalkeeper got man of the match? So our barometer of success needs to be ratified by the opposition manager or the opposition goalkeeper getting man of the match, which then shows that we had loads of shots. But if he got man at match, then he's saved them all. And therefore the strikers have been poor. Like, what logic is that? What logic is that? If you're going to qualify Leeds' performances by the goalkeeper getting the man of the match, it's just insanity. Insane in the membrane. Exactly, NJ1. This is what I don't even understand. That was genuinely a take I saw. I think this person's right because when was the last time the opposition goalkeeper were man at match? So, what even is that? You're when Haaland's scoring hat tricks, so people going, yeah, you were good, but goalkeeper didn't make saves, so could have been better. Like, some of the logic is mad, but some people just want to be negative. There's nothing to be negative about right now, I don't think, from a footballing standpoint. No, I can't see the logic. There is no logic. So, if you win 2-0, have lowest XG, that's also domination. There is no logic in saying that Leeds United must have played well because the goalkeeper's at man at match. Not for me. Not for me. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And people backing that is stupid. I'm sorry, it is. It means your strikers have been profligate. It means they've missed chances. Because if a keeper's getting man of the match, I would argue that the XG is probably really high, so these chances should be buried. But my point is, even if you want to say, yeah, okay, Leeds didn't win because the goalkeeper got man of the match, fair enough, right? But when you're winning games, when you're winning football matches, yeah, you're winning football matches, and you're still saying we can't have had a good game because the goalkeeper didn't get man of the match, your logic's flawed. It's mad. There is no logic. Do you know what I mean? But hey ho, there's just some mad stuff. Mad stuff. Yeah, mad stuff. I just wanted to get that off my chest because it was playing on my mind for a few days. That whole keeper thing. I was like, what does that even mean? What does it even mean? You know? Yeah, I think so. WF, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, madness. I do just want to go through some more bits. Even if that was a barometer, you can't aim for that as an objective. You can't predict how the opposition keeper. Yeah, man, it's mad. It was just mad. And it was just one take that really puzzled me. And maybe I'm the one who's silly and not getting it. But I just thought, my first instance was why is the negatives anyway? Because Leeds United and all the metrics are going in the right direction and are much better than we were this time last year. I did a video on it the other day, thanks to Joe D for the article, who trawled through all that stuff. And then I was able to say, I'm going to talk about that. So big up to him. But the XG is up and the expected goals conceded is down. So people were being negative when there was no reason to be negative, in my opinion. It's like, what's the next thing I can be negative about? And then one take was, I get what this person's saying, because when was the last time the opposition keeper was man of the match? And I just don't understand that logic. So in order for you to say we had a good game, the goalkeeper has to get man of the match. But probably we haven't won. So I'd rather the keeper didn't get man of the match and win games of football. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It's all just a little bit mad. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jack, it was a comment. It was a comment that I saw. Just backing up a point that initially I didn't agree with anyway. So it was like, well, this is just stupid. It just didn't make sense. We're not talking about Mez, by the way. We're talking about Leeds from an attacking standpoint. But XG's up anyway. We're creating more chances than we normally do. We've got more points on the board than this time last season. Like someone responded to me, which again was strange because I said at this point last season, we are better than. Right, let me see if I can find this comment because it made me chuckle. It did make me chuckle. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. 1 minute. We are better. Here we are. Let me find this comment. I responded. Let me see this. Right. So it didn't make sense. Big up BK. Signs off BK. As much as you can say the start last year was atrocious and we are better, the middle of the season with the unbeaten run was astounding. Mentions the points per game. Mentions we're on 2 points per game. And then says, behave yourself, Joe, with your proclamations of Leeds being superior at this juncture. So are we superior at this juncture? The answer's yeah. So I don't get it, BK. You basically agree with me. As much as you can say the start last year was atrocious and we are better, the middle of the season with the unbeaten run was astounding. Averaged out last year, we got 1.96 points per game. So far, we're on 2 points per game. Thus, we are equivalent. I mean, we're not. 0.04 better. But then to behave yourself, Joseph, with your proclamations of Leeds being superior in this juncture. But are we superior in this juncture? That's what I said. We are better at this stage than we were last season. My man says, yeah, we were better, but over the course of the season, we're 0.04. So behave yourself, Joe, with proclamations of Leeds being better. I asked him, are we not superior at this juncture, though? No response. What are we doing here? Funny times. Signed BK. So I put, are we not superior at this juncture? Signed JJ. Sorry, it made me laugh. BK might be watching this because I know you comment a few times, but the whole statement was a little bit flawed because it was like, yeah, we're better than last year, but in the season we're not. So behave yourself for saying we're better than last year when we're right now. But my whole point of the video was at this juncture, we are better than what we are now. Like you knew that. So what I didn't understand it, man. It made me laugh. It did. It did make me laugh. Hey God. Goalies are right. What are we going on about Mez for? We're not talking about Mez, you know. Mez is goated. I'm joking. Definitely joking. Definitely. Oh, right, let's get into some juicy bits then, because this is a beauty. This is a beauty. What actually got said by Joel Piroe? 1 sec. All right, okay. Into the transfer goss here about patience, the strategy. Patience being the strategy. Enough was said during conversations in Germany that Leeds' strategy was always going to involve patience in the transfer market this summer. It was credible and deliberate strategy. Of that, I am convinced. This is a pre-record. No, it is not. What would you like me to do to prove that it's not? What would you like me to do? WFIA on 08. What would you like me to do, mate? What made you think? What made you think it was AI just Joe? No, it wasn't, mate. Was it because I wasn't responding to your comments, bro? I want me to respond to a few. Come on, let's have a look. Melia to Real Madrid in Jan. I'm not going to respond to that because he's dead. And Cree had a habit of going missing. I don't agree with that. Shart Gilly. I don't know what that means. This is a pre-record. Laughy face. Just banter. What was the banter? What was the banter there? Which bit was banter? This is a pre-record. Banter. Just banter. I'm only playing blow me. Oh, awful banter. Pre-record. Funny man. Lap it up. Lap it up. Hold up today's paper. Flying on a jet plane. Don't know if I'll be here again. No, I will. I will. I'll be there. Just coming to pay the rent. Big up, Sonny. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know, Jack. I genuinely don't know, bro. It was weird. Yeah. Big up, Traff. Big up, Traff, my man. Joel's tripping. Defo. We do live in Hamface's head rent-free. Put on a TV with the Scotland game. No one wants to see that, man. Fuck that shit. No one wants to see that. Yeah, so patience is strategy, but not overall. They had targets in July, were not available then, but could be at later stages. That's what they told us. But I don't believe that all the lateness in Leeds' final flurry of recruitment was down to unwavering patience. Some of that was because there was not total alignment when it came to all the targets presented and discussed. There was not total alignment in the camp. Of course, that's never always going to be the case because recruitment department say, here's a player, Daniel, what do you say? And he says no, right? So, yes, yeah, Graham makes a good point. The manager is always the first to fall when recruitment fails. So if I was in Farker's shoes, I'd want to make sure to. And don't, whatever happens, when Angus talks and he says we offered him players and he says no, take everything that gets said with a pinch of salt. Because we were also told that Marcelo was offered players. And when we find out what players he was actually offered, you think, yeah, I can understand why you didn't take them piles of shite. Do you know what I mean? What was it? Donny van de Beek? Where's he? He went on loan to Everton, never played. Dele Alli? Done. And these were when we were finished 9th, you know? So just think about that as well. This is great. This is what I'm saying about Graham when he says, if the club was happy to drop that message about patience into the Manor Solomon announcement, they should also be happy to explain why their strategy did not yield the number 10 that the manager wanted on the money. This is the point that I was making earlier on in the video. You can't take shots on articles saying, this is why the Red Bull money made sure we got 40 instead of 29. This is why we managed to get Solomon because we were patient. But you also told us the reason the release clause was set at the 15th of the month was that you had enough time to replace Rutter. Guess what? You didn't replace him. So if you're going to take shots and say, yeah, but we did this and this, then answer that question. You sold him on the 15th. You didn't get the manager a number 10. You told us we'd be ready 5 weeks before the start. We weren't. So don't take petty shots. Listen, I do YouTube in my bedroom. Fucking hell. Like, who am I? But they're a big organization. This isn't tit for tat kind of vibe, you know? I just thought it was a little... I genuinely feel that whole Rutter Red Bull thing was like shit. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they were the reason that we sold him for 40 instead of 29. That is bullshit. Leeds had enough money in the bank. They sold him because the release clause, the sanity clause was triggered. But they knew that Parag had said in an interview, right, the reason The reason we brought on Red Bull would be the difference between buying and selling a player. All we saw was exits. They knew, had they have sold Rutter, the next truck would have been, where the fuck's the Red Bull money? Where is it? We're still searching. So they said, let's get that in there. I don't believe it, me. Do not believe that that was the reason we got 40 and not 29. It's bullshit. And then they also said, well, let's give them this zinger about the Solomon. Boom. Here it is. Bam. So there you go. Oh, Kev's here. Kev. It was my comment, John. My point was, for all our possession, we don't really work the goalkeeper enough. What I would say in response to that, though, Kevin, is, do you understand why I didn't understand your comment on the video in question? Did you understand where I was like, I really don't get this? But what I will say to you is, the numbers are up this season. So we're creating more chances than we did last year, bro. We're creating many more chances than we did last year. That's the point. It's improved. We are improving. We are improving. So yeah, big up to you, Kevin. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I spoke to Dan yesterday because I'd heard it. It was on their show, and I just dropped him a little message and spoke to him, and then yeah, he said soon. You know. Yeah. Listen. Comment, however, but the original comment was like, I agree because the goalkeeper's never the man of the match. I was like, I don't get that logic. This makes sense. But what I would also say in response to that is, our XG numbers are up this year. We already, look, it's 4 games, and of course they were, but it's up. Now, it might change over the course of the season, but this is what it is. Hello, Division 2 shite, Division 2 shite. Hello, Division 2 shite, Division 2 shite. I like that tune, bro. Well done. Did you make that up yourself? Did you make that up yourself? Big up to you. Big up to you. Get in. Big up the San Marinians. Big up the San Marinians. Yeah, so I think Graham's hit the nail on the head again. Whether it was lack of availability for the targets Farker was willing to receive, a lack of financial wiggle room through profit and sustainability restrictions, or a lack of alignment, then supporters can be trusted them with that knowledge. If they buy the reasoning, that's down to them. But when you make proclamations, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. He's on the money, man, all the time. I love him. He says, if they buy your reasonings, that's down to them. If the fans buy it, it's that down to them. I've been sat here all this window saying something's fishy. A lone wolf at times, by the way. On my own at times, by the way. Taking shit all the time, by the way. People were twerking. You need to get with the times, man. You need to get with the times. And I've been saying, no, hold up. Wait a minute. Summon him, right. And by the end, everyone was aligned. That's the way I see it. What we're saying, Vega. Not fans. Sorry, not fans. I mean, in this sphere. Unless I'm watching people that hadn't seen it. So, but hey ho, it is what it is. So, if supporters want to believe what they say, that is fair enough. Believe what they say, that's fair enough. But I think he makes a great point where he says, you can't make proclamations about your strategy during the window i.e. this is why we waited, this was Red Bull money, then fall silent after the deadline. It's not an option. It's not a brave option. You need to talk. Now, whether that's done through Angus, but Angus has been the puts before. You know, like the fall guy. Like in Goodfellas, the puts. That's what they call the puts, innit? Hey, you puts, you schmuck. The fall guy. So, yeah. Oh, Dan's a great interviewer, man. So, yeah. It's, yeah, they need to talk, innit? We need another Parag. We need a Parag McGaff interview. I would love a Parag McGaff interview. I can't lie. Oh, God. Yeah. Right. Let's get into the juicy bit about Joel Piroe. Who the fuck was that guy? Leeds United seemed entirely baffled by the Joel Piroe thing, the Sheffield United Gus Hamer Joel Piroe plus cash thing. Now, before you say it, this really did not feel like a club putting on its very best amateur dramatics in order to try and hoodwink anyone. Don't think this ever happened at all. If I'm honest, I don't think it happened at all. Now, I don't even think it came after someone made this shit up. Yeah, there you go, 100%, 100%. I don't even know who made this shit up, but somewhere in between, obviously, the truth lies. But a face-to-face conversation with a straight shooting club employee was enough to convince me that Leeds did not formally offer Piroe in a plus cash to Blades at all. Now, of course, conversations might have been had, but it was never on the table. And after speaking earlier on, there was no cash push player. I think it was a 13, and that's it. Yeah. Now, true, like what he goes on to say. Sorry, I'm reading. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to read it verbatim because it's his fucking work and you got to pay for it, haven't you? So I'm just trying to take out some little snippets. That's all. Lastly, suggesting that someone at Bramall Lane might jump at the chance to have a little mischief at Leeds United could have been another reason. But the most this is all over Twitter and stuff. Hence the reason for the thumbnail. Who the fuck is that guy? So the most unbelievable line of the lot was that Piroe himself was spectacularly unfazed, right? The tale goes that when a club employee broached the press speculation with him, he responded, cool, calm, collected, totally fine. I had a lot of worse stories at Swansea. Then he asked, who the fuck is Chris Wilder? He basically doesn't have a clue who Chris Wilder is. So he was asked about it, turned around and went, who the fuck is that guy? Do you know what I mean? So he doesn't even know who Chris Wilder is, which I thought was hilarious, to say the least, wasn't it? So yeah, Piroe doesn't even know who Chris Wilder is. And listen, Piroe better do something against Sheffield United, because if he doesn't, and Sheffield United beat us, Chris Wilder will have bits to say, Because the thing is, Chris Wilder's very in tune with what's going on in Yorkshire. He's from Sheffield, Yorkshireman. He'll have friends, family, second cousins that are Leeds fans. Yeah, because Leeds are the biggest supported team in the whole of Yorkshire. We're everywhere in Yorkshire, right? You very rarely get loads of Blades in Leeds. You don't get loads of Wednesdayites in Rotherham. Do you know what I mean? But you'll get a Leeds fan in each borough of Yorkshire, right? So he will have grown up with Leeds fans and stuff. He'll be well in tune with it. A lot of his time spent managing in Yorkshire. He managed Halifax Town for a little. So he's well in tune with it. Hence, them Muppets up the road in Leeds. So he'll be well aware. Someone will say, they're mugging you off, Chris, when he's down local boozer and that. Because he's just like, I know people dislike him, but he's just like a fucking normal boat, Chris Wilder. So yeah. He'll be aware. So Piroe needs to do something. Big up Leeds therapy. I hope you're doing well, Paul. Yeah. Now we look back as well. Here's a good thing. When we look back at that Glenn Kamara deal, and we can we can all agree now they flipped him, right? I think we can all agree they flipped him. But what they have done is found an amazing replacement in what we know so far of him in Tanaka that's going to cost nothing in comparison. So it's probably right to flip him. But, you know, the whole mental gymnastics during the transfer window that was Glenn and Glenn and Glenn, you know, Glenn. I was like, come on, man. You know, they'd have kept Glenn, I think. And maybe not brought Rothwell in. And maybe even still looked at Al, potentially. But ultimately, like, probably the price of Al plus Rothwell's wages, worth it kind of vibe, you know? So yeah, and as I mentioned before, I'm really excited to see Al in each phase. That's another word I learned off Lockie. Can play in every phase. I really liked it. I'm having that Lockie. Plays in every phase of midfield. Every phase. I like it. The knowledge is growing. Just because I learnt the word phase. Tanaka more passes for Japan in 28 minutes than the entire Chinese squad. I seen that. I thought this is going to be a running theme. He's going to come on and be like, pop, 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 you know? Who's Lewis arguing with? Himself? Or is he actually arguing with someone in the chat? Bye, Melly. How he says. Genuinely, he's had an argument with someone all throughout the stream. Yeah, so Tanaka, good deal. Excited to see him. Obviously played for Ireland. Fuck, what am I going on about? Ireland. Oh, just tired. Yeah. Oh, is he arguing with a few people? Right, okay. Redemption arc, Willie Nonto, 4-year contract. Redemption arc, your man, Aronson, Senior Firpo. Will Firpo get a new deal as well? That's a good point, you know. He deserves a year, doesn't he? He deserves a new deal for me. I don't know what you folks think. Would you give Firpo a new deal or not? I'm not too sure. I would. Well, I'm not. What do you mean I'm not too sure? I would, Joe. I'm talking to myself there. Yeah, I definitely would. I would give him a new deal. 100%. Yeah, I would. What do Warriors have to do with the Niners or even less Leeds? What's this? Warriors come out to play. Oh, what a show that's going to be. Mr. McMahon chronicling the rise and fall of WWE's controversial founder premieres September 25th. With interviews from Vince McMahon prior to his resignation and some of the most iconic names in wrestling, from Chris Smith, executive producer of Tiger King, and Bill Simmons. Wow, that's going to be some show. Oh, it's going to be brutal, that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I tell you what I did watch the other night. I did watch a documentary about XXX Tenkashion, which was deep, man. Deep. Really deep. So, yeah. I found some things out about him that no chance. Yeah, it'll be good, man. It's good. Oh, here's something before we go. I need Jay, you might be able to help me. How can I watch Becoming Immortal by Bray Wyatt, people? How can I watch it? Because it's not on in UK. So how can I watch it? Does anyone help me out? Because JT tried to hook me up, but what he sent me, they wanted me card details and that. I was like, well, I don't know what this is. I think he was trying to have the eyes out. If it's not an international radio, then bits on. Right. After. You can't, no. Yeah, I really want to watch it. It'll be out in UK soon, won't it? Somewhat will. It better be. Anyways, I hope so. I'm sorry that you don't understand that the Golden State Warriors continue to win NBA championship without being the big spenders. What's all going? Oh, arguing here, arguing basketball. There you go. Is it basketball you're arguing about? Yeah, NBA. Yeah, definitely. What's this? Boom. Oh, what a night. Dan James, will he get a chance? I don't think he will. Will he get that chant? Oh, no. He's getting a bit of stick anyway. Yeah, people on social media are idiots, aren't they? Myself included. Oh, what a night. Dan James rolling on the right tonight. God, I don't know. It's been a long day. Listen, folks, I want you to smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments and hit that notification bell. Big up to Bo Snares. That was a chiller tonight, wasn't it? Tomorrow lunchtime, I'll do a vid where I'm just rounding up the full full week. A full week. Week's news, and then we'll see what's happening on the weekend with like the game and that. I don't know if I can do the England game now, but yeah. So just watch this space. And then from next week, we're back on, aren't we? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, boom. It'll be like content, football. Back. Yeah. It's a long one, but we'll be back. What's this one? San Marino. Yeah, man. San Marino scored a goal tonight. Has anyone called you out for my hot take? No, because it's right. It's right. Shall we have a look at some? Oh, I mean, Joe Blackburn. Joe Blackburns. Someone might have actually. I'll have to have a look. One sec. What I did keep checking just to see, but I thought mine was all right compared to some others. Can't believe the video's only got 916 views. You need to go watch it, folks. I'm going to put it in the chat now. Go check this out. I'll share it with you so you can see, but I won't like. So basically, it's a really good concept, folks. I quite liked it. So basically, Max asked us for hot takes. So if I play some of it. Oh,
I think we might just...
Wrong one.
Video going to be looking at some...
That let's not put so much pressure on the youngsters' feet and head.
Tell you what, here's mine. Look. Hang on.
Joe's hot take.
Please forgive me. Arguments is wrong. Had the club not been tight so many times, but I guess a lot would disagree. I had a lot of arguments is wrong. A lot of debates on my channel when I mentioned it. Worth 10 million. And basically, I said I don't think Joe Rodon's worth 10 million. And there's some beauties. What's this one? Joe came in on last year's reputation. If he was good enough for the Premiership, then Spurs wouldn't have loaned him. There was one that said I was wrong, I think. Go check it out, though. It's a really fun video. Joe's got a thing about Welsh players. Has an agenda with Dan James now, Rodon, Ampadu next. Not true, Steve. Steve, if you're watching this, not true at all. I just haven't ever rated Dan James. Nothing to do with his nationality. And all I am saying is, Steve, that Joe Rodon's not worth 10 million. And if you think he is, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, you need to go watch that video, though. Go watch it. It's fine. Yeah, and you can put your own hot thing. I mean, if he copyright infringes me for promoting his video a little bit, I'll be very unhappy. Marcus, it's mad that he thought that. Like, it's nothing to do with Welsh players at all. I mean, one of my favourite ever players that played for fucking England, for Leeds United was John Charles. Plays as a striker, centre-back, went to Juve. Gentle John, never carded, all this sort of stuff. One of the GOATs of Leeds United's history, Gary Speed. So to say that is just crazy, just because I don't rate Dan James and I think Rodon's not worth 10 million. Madness. Madness. But yeah, no, he wasn't, Matt. No, he wasn't. It is ludicrous to even think that. He wasn't at all. And it is ludicrous you would think that. Pablo Hernandez walks into this side. Walks into it. It is crazy. The fact that he would come off the bench and win games that season. He was used to perfection. Crazy, honestly. Crazy. Mental. BMG, do you like to be contrarian tonight, mate? So, can I give a take on an opinion? Is that right? Everything I've said tonight, you've disagreed with. Are you okay? Are you all right? Because why are you disagreeing with my opinion? Because it's what's commonly known as an opinion. Are you okay? You know, we're having a nice chilled evening. Nice chilled chat. The whole point of the video is give us a hot take and then give me your opinion on his hot take. That's the premise of the video. But if you want to shut it down and just say, well, it's known as an opinion, then what are we doing here? What are you watching this video for? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Anyone who says, opinion or not, that Pablo is overrated, I think you're chatting beans. Shoot me. I'm calm, bro. I'm calm. I'm totally calm. I'm calm! Also, happy birthday to the GOAT. Is it his birthday today? Happy birthday. We don't overrate Pablo, though. We don't overrate Pablo Hernandez. Or do we? Oh, no. Anyways. 100%. This is what I mean. Pablo walks into both sides. You got to remember the drivel that Pablo was playing with, by the way. The drivel. O'Kane. I'm thinking like O'Kane. Ekiban. Jeroy Groh. Who else was there? It was bad. I'm just trying to remember those with gold down. There was many bad. Yeah. Yeah. And I think as well to a lot of young people, Pablo's their GOAT. Yeah, Ryan. So, yeah, full show. It's good. Anyway, we will leave it there. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell. I'll see you tomorrow at about lunchtime where we're going to round up the week's news, all the stories, and just have a little chit chat about them. Yeah. Peace out. Love you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.